How's it? Welcome to Cheeba TV. I'm super excited about today. We're sitting in the EFC. The 100th EFC is about to take place, and we're right by the Octagon. Myself and Linda are massive fans of UFC and EFC, so super excited to be here and super excited to see you guys here. Welcome. Allow you to introduce yourself. I can see you're definitely a fighter. Those are big arms, bro.
Not really. I'm just that, that kid. Hi guys, my name is Robert, the Black Tiger Simbowe. I'm a fighter currently under EFC, signed with EFC. Yeah, so I fight professional.
I'm Monique, and I'm with M2Fitness, so I'm the sales and marketing executive.
Great. We're going to get into that in a second. First of all, tell us your journey. How did you get into the Octagon? Where did it start? You're from Zambia originally, I know, but just give us a bit of a picture of how you got into the whole thing.
Original, so like Zambia, like you said, I'm a Zambian. I moved to South Africa early in the 2007, and my journey's been tough. I've been a fighter throughout my life, and that did really push me to become who I am today and to take on an amazing sport like mixed martial art. So when I moved to South Africa, I made friends. Then I was very obsessed with training and stuff like that, but more I was doing weights, like bodybuilding and stuff like that. Then at some point I really got so big and I was scared, like,
you're weighing what, like 89 you said you were weighing?
Like now I'm good, like I was way bigger than this, like way bigger. So that really did kind of affect me, but after that I had to go into boxing. And if you remember back then in South Africa, 2009, boxing wasn't doing so good because it went down. And then EFC was coming up and was one of the fastest growing sport as well from then. So everybody were like EFC. Then I had friends that were signed with EFC. Then they were the first guys, the first athletes in the EFC, like from EFC 1, EFC 2. Like today, EFC turns 100. 100 is like from when they start this like 100 events.
So just tell us a bit more about your background, because I know that you were orphaned when you were very young.
Oh yeah.
You sort of had to fend for yourself, and martial arts has obviously given you discipline and something to really focus on.
So man, this is what brought me in, because like you say, I'm an orphan. I lost my mother and my father when I was a kid, at age of like 8 and 9. Then at some point I went in the streets. I had to fight throughout. I had to fight myself throughout that, because I kept reminding myself every day I slept outside, went around, like I was involved in so much things, but at the same time I was very careful. And I didn't want to really involve myself into any other dodgy stuff. And that really did help me as well when was about time for me to transition, So I stayed in the street for like a good 3-4 years after losing my mother, because it was, as African kids, it was tough for us where, nobody can just look after somebody and accommodate them easily. It's different when you've got your parents. Then they're doing everything, because I came from a very good, successful family. Like my mom, everybody, because I was raised by a single mom a lot. Like she did everything for me when I was a kid. I can just like have few memories and stuff like that. So when I went in the street, in short, man, it was a rough journey, I would say.
That's also what built your
fighting spirit, I guess. Man, we're bullied by elders, we're bullied by different people, we're bullied by everything that, we faced so different challenges that, it's not everyone can face that. And that really did help me to transition and to stay away in the street. But also it helped me to encourage me to try to do more for myself and to find a way, how can I really fix my life and maybe, make a meaning out of myself.
Okay, amazing. So let's just try and join the dots here.
Thank you.
So tell us about M2 Bio, and then we'll sort of join the dots of why this partnership happened.
So at the heart of our company, we're a science company, and we do a lot of research into CBD and medicinal mushrooms and the health benefits thereof. So we do have consumer-facing brands like Medspresso and Liviana, where we infuse the CBD into coffee, olive oils, honey, all raw and organic products. And of course, Rob uses all of our products as well, as we are sponsoring Rob as our fighter. And I think that is kind of where the collaboration started, like focusing on health and fitness and like physical health. So that's just a summary of who we are and what we do.
Now, you guys are doing some amazing stuff and really pioneering interesting stuff in the plant medicine space. Isn't it amazing that we're sitting here talking about cannabis as sport? If we think about the traditional view of the cannabis user, it's someone chilling on their couch, smoking bongs, eating chips and doing nothing, But now, as we enlighten ourselves and realize that, the lies we've been given that sport and cannabis, there is actually a relationship.
Yeah.
Let's just talk quickly about I know the UFC at the beginning of last year, they now allow cannabis. Obviously, they don't want fighters in the ring after consuming THC, but we all know that THC stays in our bloodstream for a period of time, so they've kind of pushed that out, but I believe it's quite different here.
Yes.
So in terms of the EFC, so just give us a little bit of insight into how it works in this country at the moment.
EFC is one of the fastest growing sport, first of all, in Africa, and the only promotion that has given a platform for us, just the youth and everybody to be able to compete and participate. So EFC, they're quite strictly, to be honest, we are kind of similar. We've got similar strategies with the UFC, but there's some other stuff that we disagree in the EFC, so perhaps, like you say, UFC had to legalize cannabis for fighters to consume and whatever, but with us it's different, because with EFC they try to protect us and to look after us, and so that to guide us so that we live a healthy lifestyle.
But one of the fighters, one of your colleagues was telling us, has recently been banned.
Yes, so I was actually surprised, because in life, learn once. If let something teach you a lesson once, not twice, then you don't want to grow. I think this guy that we're talking about in particular, we can't mention names and stuff like that, he was banned for 4 years
for using cannabis.
And that was when the EFC was like, was coming up and stuff like that. He was caught, then he went to perform, he did very well, but he was so hyped and stuff like that, because with EFC we get tested before, we've got pre-test before and after, where they make sure that you don't take any illegal substances in your system, because sometimes you can take something that is not okay, and it can really, it can hurt you, it can come back and you can get hurt. Example, in the fight. What about if you take cannabis, you take these drugs that you can lose focus, you can lose conscious. MMA is one of the toughest and dangerous sports. So if you're not focused,
but it's also a performance enhancing. That's also an issue.
It depends, but for me, to be honest, what gives you that performance is the hard work that you put in, the sacrifice that you put in. The more focused you stay, it will help you. So I don't need to go take a certain drug to come and compete, so that I must be hyper or I must have advantage on my opponent, because end of the day, it's a sport that it takes us months to prepare for a fight. So if I want to come back, I need at least minimum of 3 months. That 3 months is just for me to work hard. And I tell you, if you see what we do behind the scene, you never believe.
I know.
And it's only for like 15 minutes or 25 minutes if you're fighting for a title. So I mean, it's a pointless, because what about if you take cannabis or you take any illegal substances and you come in there and they beat you? Because I mean, they can teach you a lesson if you're not like focused.
Let's talk. I want to talk about the more medicinal side, and why, from a more of a scientific side. Why? I mean, CBD is massive in sport. I was reading the other day that 28% of rugby players take CBD on a regular basis. It's very good for muscle recovery and for pain relief. From a more scientific perspective, why is CBD so important for sport?
So I think the first thing to note or to point out is there's a huge difference between THC and CBD, right? And we do not compromise our products at all. We have high quality, and we can confidently say there's absolutely no THC in any of our products and the products that Rob uses. There has been research, and the research will show that there is health benefits, like you were pointing out, from the CBD, that I think because of the past history that we've seen with cannabis, it's gotten a very bad reputation, and it's taking away from the fact that there are benefits that you can get from the plant. And so now I think the EFC is a little bit more open to it, understanding that, and with the research behind it, it just gives it a little bit more substance.
I mean, you're obviously a regular user of CBD. Yes. How do you find it helps you on an actual physical level?
I mean, so like when I start going on a strict diet, because 2 months before my fight, I go on a strict diet where I eat healthy. So we've got CBDs, olive oils that's got different flavors.
It's part of that whole routine.
Yeah, part of my routine. So to help me to keep healthy, so that I don't consume stuff that have more fat and oil and stuff like that, or any other wrong oil in my food. So like I try to eat healthy a lot. So every time I eat my salads or anything containing my olive oil with CBD, it helps me to relax myself in just my body, muscle wise and blood flow and everything. And before or after training, I love enjoying coffee, which is M2Bio got CBD coffee. That coffee helps us, just to relax our mind. After a long day in the gym, training for hours, I always feel good when I get back home. sit on my couch, take a shower, and have my coffee. When I have that coffee, I just calm down, I relax.
So let's talk about the future plans for the business. You know, obviously sport is something that you've identified as an area. Are there other areas that you're kind of taking your products into? Is sport a big focus for you?
Well, mostly EFC right now. With regards to our consumer-facing products, we have a lot in research and development. Like we have a range of peanut butter that we're coming out with. We're looking at bath bombs. So whichever way we can infuse CBD into products, we are doing a lot of research and development, and then we'll put those out there as that is approved. With regards to sports, the sole focus right now is EFC and taking it or launching it throughout Africa, possibly Asia, but EFC is the focus.
As we run out of time, it's
you.
amazing to meet you. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
Thank you for the insight. It's beautiful to see, you know, the scientific progress that you're making, and how seriously, you know, you're not just some backyard CBD brand. You really have invested a lot in the science and technology, and the fact that you've partnered with the EFC and with fighters is amazing. So thank you. I look forward to seeing things develop. Okay, that's it.
Thank
Cool.
you.
You're watching Cheeba TV, and we'll see you soon.